Thanks for joining us for another edition of Weekend Winners, proudly brought to you by 1Equine for the equine athlete, proudly available through Garrard's Horse and Hound as well. Now, we're back at Albion Park. We've got 10 races coming our way on Saturday night, our final Saturday night meeting before the Ultimate Drivers' Championship. So there's a lot to look forward to. The free-for-all in particular, race 4 this weekend, is a ripper. Turn It Up's back in action. Manila Playboy is there for real life second up, and the informed Captain Shuffles looking to overcome a second row draw. They're all pitted against one another. We look forward to that race, race number 4. Not as promised, this Star Trotter. He's chasing another victory. He was super strong winning last week, so there's another race, and we've got the best 3-year-olds available, certainly in this part of the state anyway, because Fatal Waits, who's probably largely tipped to be crowned the Australian 2-year-old of the year, he makes his return as he gets set for a New South Wales Derby campaign. His stablemate Part the Greatness is there. We've got Our Sweet Delight, the Talk Majority. That is a ripper race, the 3-year-old. Really looking forward to seeing Fatal Waits back in action, the son of Always Be Mickey. So we've got a lot to look forward to. Our first race just prior to 6 o'clock this weekend. In this edition of Weekend Winners, we're going to chat with Angus Garrard and Layne Dwyer. Angus Garrard joins us. He jumps in the hot seat to go through his drives on Saturday night, and this is ahead of what's coming up next week as well with the inaugural running of the Ultimate Drivers' Championship. He joins us now. Angus, appreciate the time.
No worries, Chris. Thanks for having me.
First and foremost, are you ready for next week?
Yeah, absolutely. Super keen.
Yep. Okay. Well, we look forward to it. It's all happening next week, and it's going to be here before you know it. Saturday night, race 4. Your first drive is this free-for-all. This is an intriguing race because of the way it sets up. You had the choice here, Manila Playboy, Cat's Eye Beach. You've opted for Manila Playboy. Was it a difficult choice?
Oh, it wasn't. You know, I've got a real soft spot for both horses, but probably the fact that it was over the 21 and the draw probably sort of made it easy enough in the end.
Okay. His 2 runs this prep, Manila Playboy, they have been awesome. Sectionally, he can't go any better.
Yeah, that's right. He seems to have come back super. You know, he's been sub 54 on the way home at both his starts, and sort of in probably races that haven't been run ideally too. So, yeah, no, we've been super pleased.
Okay, so he should be at peak fitness now because it's going to be his 3rd run back here on Saturday night. Just with the race draw and setup, where do you think you're going to be early here?
Yeah, look, it's probably the first draw he's come up with for a while where, you know, we might be able to look to be positive. Just the way it maps, you know, Turn It Up, sort of obviously the leader early initially. And, you know, we can sort of see what they do to our inside and outside early and make a decision whether we sort of get aggressive or not. So I think the horse is definitely sort of in the right space where we can do whatever we have to.
Okay, so as you said, Turn It Up drawn in 3, looks the obvious leader, but being first up, 2100, he's likely to hand. Do you think Brados Lad will get aggressive? You've mentioned you've got options there, and for real life, do you think he'll just be stamped urgent at the start and he'll try and race across and take the lead from Turn It Up?
Yeah, look, I'd be surprised if Brados Lad didn't go forward to some extent. For real life's probably a tricky one. It'll be sort of really intriguing to me to see what Trent does. You know, he was obviously super impressive first up, but this is probably a stronger race overall and you know, a bad draw over the trip as well. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens, but I think at least initially we've got to look to be positive from our draw and then sort of change our plans based on everyone else.
Okay, the other key runner there off the front row is Cat's Eye Beach. Now, he was able to lead all the way last time out and was really impressive. If you were driving him, what would you be thinking here? Are you going straight back, or are you going to sort of poke out and have a bit of an early look?
Yeah, I'd more than likely just tuck in, to be honest. This is probably a bit stronger race than he won and up to the trip again. So he's probably a little more effective over the mile. So given that, you know, I would probably drive him off cover and hope for a bit of luck.
Okay, but it is a fascinating race because the big 4 here have all got that little question mark against them. Turn It Up first up. Your horse, Manila Playboy, where does he get to from the draw? For real life, second up, and he's got a wide draw. And Captain Shuffles, who's in excellent form, he's got to overcome a second row draw. It's intriguing.
Yeah, it certainly is. It really is. And probably, I think wherever everyone lands at the mile probably makes a hell of a lot of difference to sort of where everyone finishes up. So hopefully we can posse up either on the front end or close enough to it, and I think we can be hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be a very, very good race, and may the best horse win. What about in race 5? This is the mare's quality. Brookfield's Beauty, again for Shane Fraser, who trains Manila Playboy. He puts the polish on this mare. Her form last campaign was awesome. What are the expectations here fresh up on the weekend?
Yeah, look, as you say, she was super. Sort of her last 4 runs, that last prep. So, you know, we were really happy with her then. And although she sort of hasn't had a trial, Shane said he's been sort of really happy with her at home. And she's probably as good as she's been from his point of view. So, as much as she might need the run a little bit, I certainly think she can be right in it.
Okay, so the mile trip on Saturday night probably suits her for where she's at this stage of her campaign?
Yeah, for sure. That's ideal, I think. You know, she's probably a little more versatile over the mile too. You can sort of use her a bit if you have to over the short trip, I think. So I think that's ideal first up.
Are you excited by what she could come back as this campaign? Because she made giant inroads, in particular at the back end of that last prep. So with a little bit more time and maturity, she might even be able to take another step forward this campaign.
Yeah, look, it'll be really interesting. As you say, she came a long way last time in, and towards the end there, she was sort of really starting to put it all together and learn what it was all about. So she sort of doesn't really have to improve much to sort of be looking towards the open mares, to be honest. But you know, it'll be interesting to see if she does take that step.
All right, well, that's Brookfield's Beauty, and then you've got to hang around until the final race here on Saturday night. She's a chance in this mobile trot. Now, she's going to be third up here on Saturday night. Was it the second up syndrome that got her last week?
Yeah, I think so. We were really disappointed in her run, obviously. But, you know, she seems to have pulled up well. Tinkered with a few little things, but nothing major, and probably back to the mile helps a little bit as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. The fact that she comes back to the mile last week, 2100, that looks like it's going to be key to this race.
Yeah, for sure. I do think she'll sort of run a really good mile one night when she's sort of on song, and hopefully that's Saturday night.
Yeah, the best thing about her at the moment is the gate speed. She can really leave the arm, and it looks like it's effortless for her the way she pushes off in that first 200 metres in particular.
Yeah, for sure. She's always sort of, yeah, as much as she's only sort of had limited starts behind the mobile, she's always sort of felt like she could leave hard, but probably just the way her gates progressed this time in overall is probably the best thing. You know, she's sort of touch wood pretty safe nowadays, so we can sort of put her where we have to.
All right, is it a race in 2, this final race on the weekend? The horse that got you last week, Son of a Son, is that the obvious horse to beat?
Yeah, look, I don't think he's the only one. You know, I don't think it's just a race in 2, but they're probably the 2 obvious ones, as you say. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
All right, 3 drives, but they're 3 really important drives there on the weekend.
Yeah, that's right. It's sort of only a small book, but a handy little book to have.
Which one are you most looking forward to?
Always Manila Playboy, really keen on him, and he should be sort of really close to the mark now. So looking forward to see what he does.
All right, race 4, number 5, and just remind me, where did you land with the draft there for Wednesday coming up? Which pick do you go with first?
Pick 4 we got, I think.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, pretty happy with that.
Okay. Hey, appreciate the time. Best of luck on the weekend, and more so for next week as well. It's going to be a great experience, so looking forward to it, and embrace it.
No worries. Thanks, Chris.
Layne Dwyer now joins us to go through his book of drives for Saturday night. We're back with 10 races on Saturday night as well, and he's in the hot seat. Layne, appreciate the time.
No worries. Thanks for having me, Chris.
We start with your favourite horse in Love Bite. Last week, he was huge in defeat. You would have been super proud.
Yeah, he was super. I sort of thought I'd be able to get to the chair, but it just didn't work out. But he doesn't give up. He keeps on going, and he did super to run third.
Yeah, he had every reason to give up and weaken over the concluding stages, but he just kept, giving. He was grinding hard there at the line, and he was able to stick the head out and grab third spot. Yeah,
no, I was absolutely stoked with him. And they went quick time, 52, and out there 3 wide for over a lap. It's not easy for them.
Yeah. So last week you started from gate 2. You've got the same draw again this Saturday night. We go from the mile. We're up to 2,138 metres. What do you want to sort of achieve here at the start? Do you want to be aggressive? Do you think you can find the front here this week in this race?
I think that's sort of what you have to do with him. He's not really that high speed horse. He likes to be up front controlling it, or they've got to be going really silly up front for him to run on. But I think, yeah, you just got to have a go. And hopefully he can get the front. If he does, I think it'll be very hard to beat. And over 2100, I think suits him because he can run at like genuine tempo, and yeah, he won't give up.
All right, I'm keen to get your thoughts here. When you look at that front line, do you think it's a fast front line or just average looking at it on paper?
I think it's like there's a couple that can get out all right. Well, it helps that Madrigal's scratch, so yeah, I think we should have enough speed to stay underneath them, but you never know.
Yeah, all right. Hey, you took him down to Tamworth for a shot at the features down there, the Golden Guitar. He went really well down there. He was placed in the final. He hasn't taken a backward step since he's been back home. I think he's probably even going better since he's returned from that Tamworth campaign.
Yeah, I think so. Some horses, they sort of takes it out of them a bit going down to Tamworth, and takes a bit for him to come back. But he's going better than he ever has. Like he went 51 that day, first start back from Tamworth, and 52 last week out 3 wide. He's going really well.
Is he your favourite horse?
Oh yeah, he would be. Yeah, for sure.
He's just so consistent, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's just a real cool horse to have around. Like he's got the biggest personality on him. Like no one else really likes him because he can be annoying, but when he goes that good, I suppose you can put up with it.
Yeah. So you're a match made in heaven then.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We're very similar.
All right, well, that's Love Bite in race 1. Let's go across to race 3. You've driven this guy before, Argyle. He comes up with gate 2 here like Love Bite in the first. They've opted for a concession claim. Can he sort of show up here and sort of recapture some of his better form?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like his runs haven't been terrible, but they haven't been as good as what he's capable of. And with them 2 runs up his belt after the spell, I think that will definitely help him a bit. And yeah, if he puts the right foot forward like he can do, I think he should go close in that too.
Yeah, the distance looks like it's going to be ideal for him. He's been sort of up and down mile or 2100s. 2100 here on Saturday night, so that should be a plus for him.
Yeah, I think so. Let's just hope that he benefits from the last 2 runs and yeah, can show his old form. That'd be good. All
right. Do you want to be sort of aggressive here and hold a fairly forward spot?
Yeah, I think so. Just come out for the first bit and just try to be as handy as we can.
All right. Let's go across to race 5. This is the mare's Quali, Pet Kitty. Another one that's come home from Tamworth and is going super. Are you happy with the way she's progressing?
Yeah, she's going really well. I was a little bit disappointed with her last week, but the start before that she was super and she worked really well the other day, and I think just got to try and turn a blind eye to last week and just hope for the best.
What disappointed you last week with that run?
I just thought she should have run on a little bit better. They sort of just left her a bit flat-footed, and well, she went okay, but wasn't the best that she can go like she did the week before.
Yeah, she was impressive that day. She was sharp.
Yeah, that's the word I'm trying to find. She didn't feel as sharp last week to me, but yeah, like we really like her and we think she's got a bright future.
All right. So what do you do from 6? Are you inclined to go forward, have a little bit of a look, or are you going straight back?
I think you just got to just drive the race that's in front of me, see what's going to come out of the gate. If we're going to have to do too much work, I have to grab out. But if it looks like we're going to get there comfortable enough without burning too hard, I think we should go forward.
All right. Race 6, this is the mare's Band 5 pace. Sweet Agenda, she's been a good addition to the stable. She was really impressive scoring 2 starts ago. Last week in the Mares Open, really impressive. She's adapting really well here in Queensland.
Yeah, no, she's good, and that's another one I think we'll have a bit of fun with. Like even in the Mares Opens, there's a few top horses that go good in them races, but she's just under them, and you know she just needs to find the right races, and she'll win a few. Yeah,
well, she's dropping significantly back in grade here on Saturday night, going from the Open back to the Band 5. You've got to overcome Gate 7, but she looks the class mare of this field.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's a lot easier race than last week, and with the turn of foot she has, I think she should go pretty close.
Yeah, she's going to be a good earner up here because, you know, she's got speed, she's got gate speed, so she's adaptable. So she's going to certainly pay her way up here in Queensland.
Yeah, that's right. As long as you got gate speed and speed, you sort of, no matter how tough they are, if they're weak, it doesn't really matter. But as long as you got a bit of speed there, you can always earn.
All right, well, that's a terrific drive there, Sweet Agenda. What about in race 8? Here's another race for the mares. Filly 13. You know this mare really well. She possesses brilliant early speed. She's drawn 1. It's a mile. She's got to be in the mix here, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's got a little bit tired late last week. It felt like she was going to win at the top of the straight, but yeah, the last 50 she probably just knocked up a bit. But hopefully after that run she's a bit fitter, and yeah, she should be thereabouts as well.
All right, well, Kello Shield's aiming for the hat-trick, and she's that tearaway type, you know, really opens up the field. So looks like you're just going to get a perfect trip here from the inside.
Yeah, I think so, and she can follow speed pretty well, and yeah, just hopefully she puts her right foot forward, and yeah, because like Kello Shield will be running along, and yeah, hopefully she handles it, and hopefully he wins. That'd be good.
Yeah, too right. Well, she's a mare that follows speed, like you said. There's going to be a genuine tempo here with Pete McMullen driving Kello Shield. He'll have the foot down.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. And no, that'll only suit us, hopefully.
All right, well, that's Filly 13 there in race 8. And what about the last race? It's All and Over. Mobile start here over a mile. Can he bob up here?
Yeah, he went absolutely super 2 runs ago. He galloped last run, but no, if he goes how he went 2 runs ago when he really hit the line, he should actually take some beating, because that was a huge run.
Okay, She's a Chance, Son of a Son. Are they the hardest to beat there in that last race?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll just have to drive my bloke quiet and just drive him for luck, and if he gets it, hopefully he makes the most of it.
All right, you've got some good drives here on Saturday night. Which one are you most excited about?
I'd probably have to be Love Bite. Yeah, the way he's been going, he'll have to be hard to beat.
All right, we'll get the cash nice and early. Race 1, number 2, Love Bite, to continue that really good form. Hey, really appreciate the time. Keep up the good work. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
A big thanks to our 2 drivers, Angus, Garrard, Layne, Dwyer. We wish them all the very best of luck this weekend at Albion Park. Time now to find a good thing for the meeting on Saturday night. I think we can find some value. I'm going to mark race 3, number 3, Brett's Red, as our bet this weekend. He's got good early speed. There's a chance he might be able to get to the marker line first. 2,138 metres, racing well for Ron and Stacey Salas. I think he's a good each-way gamble. Race 3, number 3, Brett's Red. We're going to mark him as our value play this weekend. If you are gambling this weekend, please do so responsibly. We'll see you trackside on Saturday night, 10 races, our final meeting before the Ultimate Drivers' Championship coming up next Friday night and Saturday night. But this Saturday night, cracking program.